Ever feel like your marketing is just shouting into the void? You're definitely not alone. So today, we're going to crack open the book that basically wrote the playbook for a different way, Joe Pulizzi's Epic Content Marketing. Let's dive into its game-changing ideas in the next 5 minutes.
Okay, so before we get to the solution, we've got to understand the problem Pulizzi was trying to solve, and trust me, it's a big one. He basically argued that modern marketing, it's broken, totally broken. Think about it, it's all about interruption, right? Shouting for attention. And we as consumers have gotten really good at just tuning it all out.
So why is it so broken? Well, this number right here. This is a huge reason why. 10,000. That's roughly how many ads and brand messages the average person gets bombarded with every single day. I mean, it's just a wall of noise, and we've had no choice but to build our own walls to block it out. And this quote from Pulizzi, it just hits the nail on the head. So much of traditional marketing is just me, me, me. Our products, our services, our features. But the truth is, your customers are tuned into a totally different radio station. It's called WIFM. What's in it for me? They only care about their own problems and their own needs.
Okay, so if shouting louder doesn't work anymore, what's the answer? This is where it gets interesting. Pulizzi says it's not about some new, clever tactic. No, it's a fundamental shift in how we even think about marketing.
Let's get this definition crystal clear, because it's everything. Content marketing is the art of communicating with people without selling. Yeah, you heard that right. Instead of just pushing your product, you're focused on delivering genuinely valuable, helpful, interesting information. Over time, you stop being just another advertiser and you become a trusted resource. That's the whole game.
And here's the kicker, the thing that makes this so powerful. The term content marketing might sound super modern, like a new buzzword, right? But the actual practice, it's been around for ages. This isn't some flash-in-the-pan digital trend. It's a time-tested strategy that has worked for centuries.
I mean, just look at these examples. Way back in 1895, John Deere created The Furrow, a magazine for farmers. They weren't screaming, "Buy our tractors." They were giving farmers tips to be more profitable. Then you've got the Michelin Guide from 1900. They weren't selling tires, they were helping drivers find places to stay and eat. They built trust and became a go-to resource long before anyone even thought about needing new tires. See, this stuff has always worked.
All right, so just creating content isn't enough. Anyone can do that. The question is, what makes it epic? Pulizzi lays out 6 key principles that really separate the signal from the noise.
Okay, let's run through them. First, it has to fill a real need. You're answering a question or solving a pain point. Second, you gotta be consistent. Show up for your audience on a regular, reliable schedule. Third, be human. Nobody wants to read content from a robot. Fourth, have a point of view. Don't be bland, take a stand. Fifth, and this is a big one, avoid sales speak. Focus on their needs, not your promotions. And finally, number 6, be the best of breed. Your goal should be to create the single best piece of information on your topic out there, period.
So, all of this leads to the ultimate litmus test. It's a really simple but powerful question to ask yourself. If you stop creating content tomorrow, would anyone even notice? Would your audience actually miss it? If the answer is, probably not, then you're not quite creating epic content. Not yet, anyway.
Okay, so that's the big idea, the philosophy. But how do you actually do it? What's the blueprint? Well, Pulizzi breaks it down into a really clear 3-step foundation to get started. Step 1, find your niche. And this is crucial. You can't be everything to everyone. The goal is to narrow your focus so much that you can become the leading expert on that one specific thing. It sounds counterintuitive, but the more you niche down, the bigger your impact can be. Step 2, write your mission statement. And no, this is not some fluffy corporate jargon you stick on a wall. This is your North Star. It's your guide for every single thing you create. It needs to answer 3 simple questions. Who is our audience? What are we going to deliver to them? And what is the outcome for them? Every time you think of a new idea, you check it against that mission. If it doesn't fit, you don't do it.
And step 3, build your platform. All this amazing content you're going to create, it needs a home, a central hub that you own and you control. Think of it like your home base, a blog, a resource center, whatever, where your audience knows they can always find your best stuff.
So, you're doing all this work. You're creating epic content, building this awesome platform. But what's the end game? What is the ultimate goal here? I'll tell you what it's not. It's not views, it's not likes, it's not even just traffic. It's something way, way more valuable.
The goal is subscription. That's it.
The whole point of creating valuable content is to earn the right to build a direct relationship with an audience that has raised their hand and said, yes, I want to hear from you.
And this is the perfect analogy for it. Think about a social media follower. That's like being on rented land. You don't own the property and you don't make the rules. The landlord, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, can change the algorithm or even kick you out tomorrow. But an email subscriber, that's owned land. You own that connection. It's a direct line to your audience that nobody can take away from you. It becomes a real long-term asset for your business.
So where does social media fit in? This quote from Jay Baer explains it perfectly. Content is fire and social media is gasoline. Your amazing content is the fire. Social media is the gasoline you pour on it to make it spread. But the key is you always use that gasoline to drive people back to your owned land, your home base, where you can actually build that subscriber relationship.
So let's wrap it all up with this final thought. The whole philosophy of epic content marketing really boils down to one incredibly simple but powerful shift in mindset. Stop selling and start helping. Stop talking about yourself and start telling stories that actually matter to your audience. So the question to leave you with is this: what story can you tell? What problem can you solve that your audience will genuinely thank you for? If you can answer that, you found your path to creating truly epic content.